Good weekend. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your financial market wrap-up. And the wrap-up is for Friday. And we're at September 20th, 2024. And this is your weekend edition. So we go to the weekly charts. We'll take a look on the first chart here at the monthly S&P, because this is what is so much in focus. Remember, September, typically one of the worst months of the year, if not the worst month. October at the beginning is often pretty bad itself. So we'll see if this is living up or not. Today was triple witching day, so you were all over the board. You ended up down in all the stock indices. When we come over to the energy markets, they also backed off, as you can see, in a number of them. As we step into the bonds, the notes, and I go here, remember, I've added more for you now. So we're looking at from the furthest back, the 30-year, the 10, the 5, and the 2-year. But as you can see, they're all in the green right now. When we step over to the currency markets, the Aussie dollar was down, New Zealand, Mexican peso, yen was down, it continues breaking down, and the real down today as well. So we'll see what this is all going to hold one way or the other. Dollar index, by the way, minor rally. And we then take a look at some of the soft markets, and they had bounces. Now, in the grain market, obviously, we're at the time of harvest. The market in beans is saying, do we get enough rain? Are you going to hurt my yields? Whereas corn is saying, don't rain. Help me finish off, because then the farmer doesn't have to pay as much to dry out the corn and use as much natural gas. So you get two-part story that goes on there. In terms of the news, let's go maybe to that right now. And for the news, the Atlanta Fed President Bostic, he'll speak out Monday at 7 o'clock. And it's going to be to the European Economic and Financial Center event, but we'll see if he mentions what's going on in the U.S. Federal Reserve August National Activity Index is coming out at 7:30 Monday. Last month's index was a negative 34. The S&P Global Group will release their U.S. preliminary September manufacturing and service sector PMIs. This is timely because it's for the September month, and that's at 8:45. Philly Fed President Harker is going to speak at Tulane at 1 o'clock. And today we saw the Baker Hughes rig count, and again, you're not seeing anyone really plowing ahead and putting on a lot of new rigs out there. 2 down. So that's just showing you what's going on. The good news, I guess, is for some that'll create a situation where I think with everybody cutting interest rates, stability in the oil sector. And I think that's going to be fairly important. So let's go back, if we could, to our charts right here. And here we go. And let's look at the first chart. And this is the first one, is the S&P and where we're at month to date. Now it's the 20th. We've got another week and a half left. You're up 0.69. Last week you were down 0.55. It's interesting. You're just moving back and forth. But this is an all-time high close for the month. So let's see what happens. On the weekly chart, you were up 1.25%. And let's see if I can get this to step back at all. Yeah, I think I can. Right. It doesn't want to. Okay. Or will it do it this way? Yeah. All right. So last week up 3.88%. This week up 1.25%. So got that working right. I was just pushing the wrong buttons here. When we take a look, you can see you're back up into all that. So you had this one swoop down. We talked about it over and over. We've come back right into the resistance zone. Does the market break out from here, or does the market pull back one more time and start its way on the downside? It's going to be interesting to tell. It's literally gone nowhere since this whole move. If you think about it, you've encapsulated over a 2-month period that move. So it's very fascinating. As I'm looking at the chart, in terms of a trend, you have a lower low and a higher high. When we step over here, you can see the battle continues to be against this red line, the 18-day average. You did break under it back here in the July-August timeframe. You quickly got back to it and stayed over it. Breaking under it's not the same as closing under it. You came and closed under it here, and you immediately snapped back. So it's acting as the support zone. But what about right here? Well, if you look at the Bollinger Band, you're right in it. You finished today at 56, let's call it 5,700. It's about as close as you can get to that. And the resistance is around 57.63 and you have a market that is overbought, not embedded. I still say this market can pull back, all right? In the Dow, are we embedding? No. Are we up at the Bollinger Band? Yes. Have we been getting thrown back from there? Yes. Has the bullish picture stayed in place? Absolutely. So understand when I'm talking a pullback that you're probably not going to find anybody as bullish as I am going into the end of the year. It's this time frame right now where the seasonals are off and down. Do I just hang my hat on seasonals? Of course not. Why would I do that? I like to look at it, but it's one tool, has no weighting difference than other tools, except for slow stochastic, which outweighs everything if they embed. Are we embedding? Well, you can see here both numbers are over 80 today, but were they that way last week? No. So you're not there. You're just overbought into resistance. You're stuck at the 18-week average of closes in the NASDAQ, I think you'd agree, and stuck in momentum, not going up, not going down. The swing line has got lower highs, but at the same time, it has higher lows. So you're narrowing in like that. I have better things to do. Now, I'm impressed with the Russell, all right? Remember, at the end of the year, if I think everything's going to rally, I think this will too. If I were to tell you one of the markets that chart-wise looks on a break to be the one that's going to have the support, the best support, at this point, it would be the Russell at 21.27. I'd be wrong in my analysis if you took out 20.58 and a quarter. And this is the resistance zone. You're not embedded, and you're up to the Bollinger Band. And yes, you get up there, you can play with it, but you generally stay within it. Charting's about probabilities. None of that work is saying go short. There's a difference between not wanting to buy and a difference between going short. Not saying that. In the 5-year node, bullish. You're embedded. You're here. You could be going to the Bollinger Band. I say the pros are buying, and you had a bullish crossover. The 18-week average just crossed over the 100. That's all bullish to me. Same thing happened in the 10-year. All bullish to me, and are we embedded? So if we take a look at the chart, both numbers over 80 this week, not last week. Got to wait on that one. All right. In the dollar index, bearish. Now, this is the week where the market for the first time hit the 200-week average, and the lower Bollinger Band. You see how they came together there. But you're embedded. On hard rallies, I think the market is a short sale. I do not think you sell into the 200-day and the Bollinger Band. It's that simple. In the eurocurrency, I am bullish. And I've been looking for the market to go back to the Bollinger Band, and I got what I wanted. The market got over right here, the 200-week average. You often, on the first challenge of a 200-week, back away. Be it to the downside if you're hitting it, it bounces, or to the upside, you back away. And that happened. You pulled in, you bought time over a month, and now the market's on its way again. Again, you're not embedded, which bothers me. I don't like having you buy the rallies or me buying those. In the Canadian dollar, higher low, higher high. Okay, I see the resistance right here at the 100-day average in the green up to the Bollinger Band. In the Japanese yen, well, to me, this was a failure week, all right? The daily chart looks a heck of a lot more bearish than the weekly chart. This is the market fighting at the 100-week in the Bollinger Band for direction. It often fails on the first challenge of that. If the 100 gives way, then I look for the 200 to do it. Generally, you don't slice through both, 1, 2, 3, unless they're literally right on top of each other. In Bitcoin, well, this is the rally that has lower highs but higher lows. So last week was the week, as far as I was concerned, that you had hit your objectives back here, went back to the 18-week average, hit the objective, and now if the market rallies, you already have higher lows and lower highs. Then the battleground should be the 18-week average of closes, and it's exactly what occurred. In the energy markets, slip sliding away. Now, they would come alive, in my opinion, in a neat way if China were to do something with their economy. These ideas that they keep throwing out, to me, They're addressing fringes, not the problems. And I think that you're seeing that in the market. So you know what I would tell you. You don't go short under Bollinger Bands. You're also oversold. But a good hard rally has me thinking, is that going to be a short sale again? I could say the same thing in WTI, but you got to get up there, not here. This isn't the zone that I see. Gasoline, I can see a bounce from here. Heating oil still has the seasonal to the downside. So you put it all together, you try to come up with the game plan. And each week, I've already done my end of the week futures for my clients. We review 40 charts in there. They get a lot more data than you do here. We show more studies. It's much more in-depth. Specific buy here, sell there. Here's your stop order. Here's your profit objective. Here's what I'm seeing and why with the chart picture. I cover this whole spectrum. A chart's a chart at the end of the day. Yes, I avoid markets that are ultra thin because you can't control the risk. But a big market, nah, those are the ones I like. Volume and open interest is important to me. You've got to have both. I cover it for swing and obviously on weekly charts for the longer term trader. Just go to iraepstein.com. It's under the word research. Take a look. Can't make it easier. You can move your cursor up here and give it a click as well. That should help you. I'm Ira. You have yourselves a great weekend. I'll catch up with you on, what is that going to be? Monday morning. By the way, I'm going to Notre Dame game tomorrow. Hope that they have a good one. I got a 2-hour drive to get there, but it should be fun. Take care.